All right, what is going on, everybody? It's time to play some Wheel of Fortune. I love Wheel of Fortune. I've been watching Wheel of Fortune for a long time. I remember going all the way back to the Chuck Woolery days of Wheel of Fortune when you didn't play for money. You actually used the money that you would win to go shopping in the little store, and you only got a little bit of money. Everything else was prizes. That gives you an idea of how long I've been watching. I am a big fan of game show video games. I have been for a long time. One of my dreams as a kid was to be able to be on a game show, and that was simply not possible. Living on the East Coast and all of the game shows taping on the West Coast, that just wasn't going to happen. So playing first the board game versions, and then as video game consoles became popular, being able to play on the NES or the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation or the Genesis or the N64 or whatever console it is, has always been interesting. This is from 1990. This is 1987, I should say. This is from Rare Coin It. And we are actually going to play a one-player game against a computer. We're going to keep it easy. Going to give myself a name. I don't know. Call myself Melonhead. Just watched some Three Stooges tonight. That's why I'm kind of thinking about it. So, Melonhead is off and running as we start our game of Wheel of Fortune here. So, it's a person. One of the interesting things about this particular version of the game is the timers are very strict. So, you don't have a lot of time to be thinking. You just kind of have to go. We're going to pick an R. No R's, of course, even though I spun the 1,000. That is fantastic. So playing against Mary and somebody else. Mary and Joe. Some of my fondest memories of Wheel of Fortune are when I was living with my paternal grandmother during a lot of the 1990s, the last 6 years or so of her life. We used to watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy back to back. They have been back to back for a long period of time. And that 7 to 8 o'clock window was kind of our thing. Then she would head off to bed at 8 o'clock, and I would either play video games or go out or do something. So this was our time. We did really two things together. We would watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy during weeknights, and then we'd watch Final Round of Golf every Sunday. That was pretty much like our thing all the time. So I look very fondly on games like this and Jeopardy, and we'll definitely do a Jeopardy gameplay video in the not too distant future. All right, I should really be paying attention here. So something fans. Is it me? Okay. I was just talking on Twitter tonight, actually, Mike Mika, who works for Digital Eclipse, brilliant guy, had mentioned Micro Magic fries, and I had mentioned the fact that Micro Magic, I remember eating the Micro Magic cheeseburgers when I was a kid. Oh, Minnesota Fats is what this is. So that was, those are some memories, and that was the time I was living with my grandmother, honestly. I would come home from work, and I would be hungry before we would eat for the evening, so I would pop a Micro Magic cheeseburger into the microwave just to kind of hold myself over. Those are memories, man. That Hamburger Helper I used to have when I was living with her. I still eat Hamburger Helper, probably more than I should, but it's comfort food, much like macaroni and cheese is. Just so many memories from that time period, excuse me, and I miss it. I miss being in my 20s. I'm turned 50 next year, and that's only vowels, so I guess now we have to solve, and now I really have to pay attention because I don't have a lot of time. Soda, fats, there we go. So those were definitely the days. I can tell you stories about how living with my grandmother, like, I used to watch, like, the preview channel, or how there was like ESPN2. I remember the early days of Jim Rome for my fellow sports fans before Jim Rome got like his own talk show, or when he was a talk show on the radio. ESPN2, his Rome is Burning, I think is what it was called. That's when Jim Everett and Jim Rome got into a big fight. Those are definitely the days for sure. But the 90s were an interesting time. It was definitely the start of my love of console video gaming. I got my NES in late 1990 for Christmas, in fact. And then in 1991, I wound up moving. I wound up moving from my grandmother's house. I was going to college. I was a music major. And I wound up moving out just outside of Worcester to go work for AT&T, work for the phone company as a long-distance operator. Place, huh? All right, well, let's go ahead and do this here. So I had my NES at the time. I got my Super NES in 91. Ooh, that's real close. Let's see if there's an N. There is, but not where I thought it was going to be. So I got my Super NES in like the fall of 1991. I didn't wind up getting it right away at launch. I wound up getting it like a month or so afterwards. I wound up playing it at a friend's house before I wound up having my own. Let's see if there's an R. There is. I have no idea what this is. I probably should buy a vowel here. Let's buy an I. Nope, no I's. So I got my Super NES in the fall of 91. And then I got a Genesis the following year, like in 92. And I also got a TurboGrafx 16 with CD player. Funny story about that is I found it in a store called That's Entertainment, which I think is still a thing in the Worcester area. So I got that, and I wound up buying a Super System card because I wanted it to run Lords of Thunder. And that was around the same time that I had taken part in the Super Star Fox weekend competition. I gotta play some Star Fox for the channel here. Anyway, so I had a TurboGrafx 16 for a while. I don't know what I'm doing. I picked the wrong letter. That's not good. It's only the first puzzle. So I stayed out in Worcester. I lived out in Worcester from 91 till about 93. In the fall of 1993, I found out that I was getting laid off because the call center I was working at was closing. So I wound up moving back in with my grandmother because there was just nothing for jobs. It was like a little bit of a tough time economically. Wound up getting a PlayStation in 95. I've talked about that a lot. Nintendo 64 in 96. Dreamcast in 99. GameCube in 2001. Sacramento, by the way. And I didn't... Oh boy, that's not good. Xbox in 2004. A Wii in 2006. Oh, that's perfect. But Joe still has to go. PlayStation 3 in 2007. And Xbox 360 in 2009. All right, we have to spin here because we got to get a little more money. So that was the Xbox 360 in 2009. The 3DS, I got that in 2011. Let's do the T. I could go for the M, I guess, right? Get a little more money, why not? So that's just my history with consoles. But it all started with the NES for Christmas in 1990. My paternal grandmother got it for me. I've told the story before. She asked me what I wanted for Christmas that year, and that's what I said I wanted. That was all I wanted. She wound up getting me that, as well as Jeopardy 25th Anniversary Edition and Super C. And I also wound up getting Super Mario 3 as well. There it is. And that was just the best time. I mean, I had played the NES at friends' houses before, and I really wanted one. And I know it was the tail end of the NES era, but it really didn't matter to me. It was just awesome to be able to have my own. And I still consider the system great. I mean, look, I'm wearing like my it's not old or I'm not old, I'm classic shirt. So I love the NES. I love the NES for its sports games. I love the NES for its game show games, its action games. I I could do gameplay videos like all kinds, and I probably will over the course of the summer. Um, just try and recall all of my different memories and things. Let's do the eye just because. I'll take the... No, I don't know. The NES is special. I don't think I rank it where I used to rank it. It used to be my favorite console of all time, and it was for a long time. But I think in retrospect, when I look back, I think that the Super NES and the PlayStation 2 have gone past it. I'll make the... I'll meet you halfway. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta be quick about this here. Meet you halfway. Come on. There it is. Look at that. I didn't make any money? That's terrible. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. I'm spinning for the sports car. Or I am playing for the sports car. Here we go. Alright, title. So we're going to use the usual suspects. N, R, S, T, L, and E. Oh boy. Beethoven's Ninth. Awesome. So I just won myself a Porsche. Not really, of course. Whatever. Beethoven's Ninth. Yes, sir! Look at that. Way to go. The quick clap. Thank you, not Vanna. I won the following fabulous prize, a Porsche, which I'm sure that that Game Tech did not get approval to use. But this is before lawsuits were really like so prevalent like they are now. And that is how the game ends. The game is over. So this is 1987. This is the original Wheel of Fortune. We'll definitely do more NES videos over the course of the summer and as we move forward, as I'm getting used to using OBS here and learning how to use the microphone and sound and kind of getting used to things. So I hope you'll keep watching. I hope you check out the rest of the videos here on YouTube. Have more than 180 videos of me unsealing classic games, so make sure you check those out. And until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you later.